Dzisiaj bardzo ważne wydarzenie na Twitchu, na YouTubie, być może również gdzieś to będzie tam streamowane. W każdym razie Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red prezentuje nowe jakieś wydarzenie o Cyberpunku, tak zwane Night City Wire, więc z przyjemnością to sobie obejrzę. Być może za jakiś czas zrobię z tego bardziej przygotowane podsumowanie, być może jakoś jeszcze dzisiaj na głównym kanale. No a tym razem, no zobaczymy sobie tutaj na żywo, na Twitchu. No i zobaczymy, co z tego tutaj wszystkiego wyjdzie. Więc tak, 4 minuty. W ogóle dużo się dzieje tutaj rzeczy związanych z Cyberpunkiem na przestrzeni ostatnich kilku dni. Być może wiecie, gra została przesunięta po raz kolejny, bo wcześniej była na jakoś tam połowę września chyba planowana, jakiś tam 17 chyba września, teraz została przesunięta i będzie dopiero 19 listopada, więc przesunięcie o 2 miesiące i wiele osób zastanawia się dlaczego. Tam był nawet taki post od tego CD Projekt Red przedstawiony, na którym było powiedziane, że no chcą po prostu tą grę dopracować, tak? Ale wiele osób tutaj uważa, że po prostu chcą wydać to równo z nową generacją konsol, żeby była od razu tam na PlayStation 4 i 5 oraz Xboxa One oraz Xboxa Series X. Więc wiele osób takie tutaj rzeczy uważa. Czy ktoś tutaj w ogóle jest? Halo, halo, witam serdecznie. Dobra, i ktoś widzę jest z pierwszej osoby. Witam serdecznie na streamie. Jeszcze tutaj 3 minuty trzeba poczekać. I zobaczymy, co z tego wyjdzie. Nie mam pojęcia, czy to będzie jakiś zwiastun, dłuższy gameplay. Stawiałbym, że jakiś dłuższy gameplay przedstawiający dużo nowych elementów gameplayu. No, zwiastuny to już tutaj dostawaliśmy. Myślę, że jednak gameplayem się tutaj pochwalą i będzie to trwało może za 20 minut. Pamiętam, rok temu nawet przedstawiali gameplay jakoś 50-minutowy. Więc być może teraz będzie to jeszcze jakoś bardziej dopracowane. Zobaczymy. Nie mam pojęcia. W każdym razie myślę, że jeden z najciekawszych streamów w tym miesiącu. Ostatnio było o tym PlayStation 5, teraz ten Cyberpunk. No i to widać na samym tutaj, po samych wyświetleniach już 161 tysięcy. Tutaj widać w dolnym prawym rogu ekranu. Mam nadzieję, że w miarę dobrze to widać. Niedługo tutaj pójdziemy na full screena, bo dużo się tutaj w zasadzie nie dzieje. No i zobaczymy, co z tego wyjdzie. Macie jakiekolwiek pojęcie? To jeszcze wszystkie zasady. Cyberpunk, Gwent, jeżeli chcielibyście tutaj bardziej szczegółowo poczytać. Play now. Tylko w Gwenta niestety. No nie. Jak jesteście tym podekscytowani? Czy uważacie, że Cyberpunk będzie najlepszą grą tego roku? Jeżeli w ogóle wyjdzie w tym roku, nie, no to jestem praktycznie przekonany. Wątpię, żeby jeszcze po raz 4 tutaj przesuwali. Już ten 19 listopada będzie raczej ostatnią datą premiery. Czy może jednak wygra The Last of Us Part 2? Wszyscy hejtują podobno. Ja jeszcze nie skończyłem. Robię obecnie z tego serię. Więc na razie się nie wypowiem tak do końca. Dobra, powiedzmy, że idziemy na full screena. Tak będzie tutaj chyba przyjemniej. Mam nadzieję, że w dobrej jakości to wszystko tutaj wygląda. 1080p, 60 fps ostatnio zainstalowałem, więc powinno być w miarę ok. Tak jest, witam pierwsze osoby na streamie. No i zaraz będą działy się ważne rzeczy. Podobno jeszcze wiele osób będzie mogło grać dzisiaj w Cyberpunka, jakiś tam osób wewnątrz branży, dziennikarzy, a to jakoś po tym wszystkim. No to już było, zwiastun sprzed roku. tylko w nowej oprawie muzycznej.
Hello and welcome to this, the very first episode of Night City Wire, a brand new series from us at
Czyli to
Project Red, where we'll
pierwszy
be talking
epizod,
about
będzie
all
wiele
things
takich?
Cyberpunk 2077. For today's episode, we'll be starting with a brand new trailer. One of our developers will be joining us to help unpack everything you're going to see. We'll have some news, an announcement about a secret collaboration. We'll be taking a look at some brain dance gameplay and welcoming back our developers just to have a chat about everything you're going to see.
Nowa
But there is
kolaboracja.
one more thing. Media all over the world have been getting hands-on with Cyberpunk 2077, and when this episode finishes, you'll be able to go and check out exactly what they thought. So, let's get started.
No tak jak wspominałem, wielu dziennikarzy będzie mogło w to zagrać i jakieś tam chyba pytania będzie można im zadawać.
Because I've got a feeling you're going to have a few questions after watching this. So, let's take a look.
Trailer, tak jest, proszę bardzo.
I love this town. The city of endless opportunity. Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on!
City like any other, just bigger.
Nah, mano, not just any other city. Legends are born here.
To w jakimś metrze tutaj miejsca.
We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
But we are. They just don't know it yet. But if you got the cojones and you know how to use them, you can do damn near anything.
Unless you catch a bullet.
Even then, you go out with a bang, right?
You know, you can make heaps more eddies as a motivational speaker.
O, już myślałem, że będzie można w koszykówkę zagrać.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece?
Wow, okej. Czy otwarty świat jeszcze jakieś pustkowia?
There's this prototype tech, a biochip to be precise. Jobs to grab it.
Guessing it belongs to a court.
Arasaka.
We're robbing some heavy hitters.
Thought you could blackmail me, fucker?
High risk, high reward. First rule of the afterlife.
Ka-ching, baby.
Goes without saying, we do this on the hush. Ideally, no bodies, not a one.
Sounds simple enough.
He's lead, assholes!
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Bez żadnych ciał i wszystko mordują.
Bulletproof. Get your ass moving now!
What the fuck just happened in there?
Can't stop digging Night City.
Fucking Major Leagues. Happy now, Jackie?
Jeszcze jakieś wyrzutnie rakiet z tego.
Hide! Time to bail!
Oh my god, we're so fucked.
Dobra, czyli zwiastun na początek dostaliśmy.
Dex, what the fuck?
Can't risk it, V.
And you, who are you?
Ło,
Fuck.
kto to jest? Co to za aktor? Czy wy go znacie?
So the trailer contains footage from the game's prologue only, but there was an awful lot in it. So Pavel, why don't you try and help us
Tylko z
unpack
jakiegoś
everything
prologa? Jakiś pierwszy epizod?
Absolutely, I can try. So,
Ten zwiastun był?
what you have just seen is only the prologue of the game. So that awesome stuff is only happening in the first few quests. What the trailer shows you is really our stage.
Dobra,
the
ciekawe.
Night City. You know, this gigantic city built of 6 completely unique districts, surrounded by the seventh one.
O mnie to najbardziej interesuje, więc okazuje się, że to nie będzie tylko miasto, tylko właśnie jakieś tereny pośrednie. Może pomiędzy jakimiś kilkoma miastami.
Jackie introduces you to Fixer Dexter Deshawn. He's a very important person in a social ladder of cyberpunk. He is able to provide the player with various jobs and contracts to be able to gather money, to be able to modify their bodies, push themselves to the limits, to put their hands on the chip. But as you can expect, not everything goes as planned. And,
Tak, to jakieś tutaj pierwsze misje, dowiadujemy się o jakiejś osobie, daje nam questy.
In this trailer, and there's a few that I would just love to talk about a little bit more for the people at home. So let's start with talking about a gang called the Mox. Now, we see a few flashes of them in this trailer. I personally think they're really cool and one of my favorites, but can you give us a little bit more information about them?
Oh yes, so the Mox is one of the gangs that player is going to interact with throughout the game.
Mox.
The Mox is the gang that has been formed in 2076 after death of Elizabeth Borden. She was called Lizzie. Now, she was an owner of a brothel and former sex worker, and she was protecting working guys and girls from harassment, from abuse, and the gang is really continuing her mission. And as a player, you are going to interact with that
Jakaś
gang,
historia sprzed 10 lat jeszcze wcześniej.
and
Tutaj
craft
formuje
your own
wszystkie
relationship
wydarzenia.
with them and understand what they are all about.
So earlier on, you did mention a 7th district, a place called the Badlands. Now, we saw a few shots of this in the trailer, but I'd love for you to give us a bit more detail about the district outside of the city walls.
Okay, so the Badlands is this like dead, dried out space going around the whole Night City. And as a player, you'll be able to traverse that space in your car or motorcycle. This is
No
a
to jest-
space
to jest
that's
najciekawsze moim
inhabited by
zdaniem.
the nomads. Nomads are
To
really
jeszcze nie było
different
pokazywane
families, and they are
w żadnym
traveling
zwiastunie,
across that
że
space
będą takie
in
tereny.
convoys made out of the cars and motorcycles. And as a player, you will be able to traverse and access different type of open world content that has been prepared specifically for you to get that awesome feel.
Właśnie, jak wielki będzie ten świat, to jest pytanie.
In the trailer, we also saw like
Może
a
by jakąś
completely
mapę
metal
tutaj
creature.
pokazali.
He didn't look like he was from the Maelstrom gang. This looked like something else. So please tell the people at home, who is this giant metal monster?
Okay, so that big dude, that was Adam Smasher. He has been introduced
Jeszcze
in
ten.
pen and paper in Cyberpunk 2020 by our senpai Mike Pondsmith. Adam
Cyberpunk
Smasher is a
2020.
fully converted
Kiedyś taka gra chyba
cyborg.
była.
He was always a loyalist.
Już żyjemy w
cyber.
Cyberpunku.
And time has changed, and in 2077 he had to find his own space in Night City. But to find out, you'll have to play the game.
In this trailer, we do see some flashes of a Ripper Doc called Victor Vector. I think if people have watched our previous gameplays, they might remember him. But I'd really like for you to give the people at home some more information about what Ripper Docs are and how they'll be interacting with them when they play Cyberpunk.
So Reaper Dogs in our game, they are surgeons. They are like a specific type of a job in the social ladder of Cyberpunk. They are accustomed and specialized in replacing limbs to the metal ones. They can basically update your body, enhance your body, change you into this walking war machine. And,
Jakaś
as a
praca
player, you are
tutaj
going to meet different
nowego
kinds of Reaper
typu,
Dogs
że
in the
można tutaj
game,
sobie
craft your
doktor,
own
który
relationship
zmienia
with them. Some
tutaj
of them are like important characters for
części
a
bohatera.
story. Through that, you will invest
Ciekawe.
eddies that you're gathering to turn your body into this tool that allows you to survive on the streets of Night City.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining us. I know you'll be back later in the episode because you're going to be helping us to analyze the Braindance gameplay. But before that, we do have some news to share. Earlier in the year, we announced that if you
Więcej
pick up
nowości.
Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One, you'll be able to play it on Xbox Series X when the console launches. And just in case you missed it, it will be the same for PlayStation players as well.
No
If you
tak.
pick up Cyberpunk 2077
Czyli jeżeli kupicie na PlayStation 4 albo Xbox Series Xbox One, no to na nową generację też przejdzie.
There will be a free upgrade for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5.
To już było wiadome
but we'll
kilka
have
dni
more
temu.
details on that soon.
To Night City.
Before we reveal our first look at the Braindance gameplay and welcome back our developers for a chat, there is just one more thing we want to announce. Something that we've been working on in secret for a while. We are very excited to announce our partnership with Studio Trigger and Netflix to bring you Cyberpunk Edgerunners, a standalone anime set in the Cyberpunk
Co?
universe which
Cyberpunk anime?
working on
Że
for
co?
some time now.
Nie.
Edgerunners is due to launch in 2022, but for some more
2022.
information, let's go to the team in Tokyo.
What the hell? Co? O nie! O nie! Tego się nie spodziewałem. I co, nam pokażą coś? What the hell?
I'm a producer for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. What I do basically on this project is that I am a fixer, to put it in the words of the Cyberpunk universe. We are a game company. We are a bunch of nerds, and wherever there are nerds, there's going to be anime fans. So it was always a dream for us to make anime. When we began this project, we were certain that we didn't want to make a recreation of the game. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a standalone story set in the same universe. The stage is still Night City, but everything else is totally new. New characters, new story. I do like to think that it's going to be a great
Tak, tylko to
gateway
zupełnie
for
inna
newcomers to
historia.
come and
I rozumiem, że
check
to na tym
Cyberpunk
Netflixie
game and
będzie
also
tak
Cyberpunk
pokazywali.
genre as a whole. Right now we're in Nakano, which is one of the biggest anime meccas of the world. I'm going to take you to Studio Trigger right now because we have the wonderful opportunity to talk to the Dream Team that will be bringing you this anime.
こんにちは。トリガーの代表取締役の大塚です。
監督の今石です。
キャラクターデザインを担当する吉成です。
ゲームのサイバーパンクのファンの方、今回初めて触れる方両方に満足していただけるようにアニメを作るつもりです。よろしくお願いします。
今回はそのサイバーパンクという僕らが10代の一ファンにしか過ぎなかった頃に生まれたジャンル。
Dobra, ciekawe, czy coś z tego pokażą. Jakieś tutaj mają na koszulkach oraz w tle jakieś rysunki.
トリガーも10年ということで、監督に今石、キャラクターデザインに吉成というトリガーの最強の布陣で、トリガー10周年にふさわしい作品にしていきたいと思います。お楽しみに。
Tylko coś takiego pokazali. Jakieś logo. No w każdym razie bardzo ciekawe, no. Netflix Original Anime, czyli będzie na Netflixie z pewnością.
This is a feature that you'll experience when you play Cyberpunk 2077. Braindance is essentially a recording of somebody else's experience. It allows you to relive their sense of sight, smell, touch, and even hearing, all thanks to a special device. After the gameplay, I will be welcoming back Pavel Sasko, and will also be joined by Patrick Mills, our senior quest designer and all-round lore master, who will be helping to answer your questions and give you some explanations.
Dobra, czyli nowy element gameplayu, że będzie można tutaj śledzić historię jakichś bohaterów, podłączać się pod ich pamięć, czyli bardzo podobnie jak w tym Obserwerze. Też taka polska gra była od Blooper Team. Też taka w cyberpunkowym klimacie, horror.
Okay, on you go. Down, everybody, on the ground. I want to see you kissing the flooring. Money, now.
A i patrzcie na górę, czyli to jest historia pokazana. Czas, linia czasu jest tutaj na górze. I ktoś go zastrzeli. No tak.
Slow, deep breaths. Your cortisol and adrenaline spiked, but the soft activated your hormone blockers. Nothing happened. You're alive and well.
That was too much. I feel the guy's pain, his stress, his
To ciekawa technologia.
hope wrapped up in something else.
Probably took a booster just before. You'll be fine. Got everything set up? Let's switch over to editing mode.
A czyli będzie można jakoś tą historię edytować z jakichś innych perspektyw? No właśnie.
Full cam control and analysis mode, so move around, zoom in and out, whatever else you come up with. Think of it as your own little sandbox. So analysis mode, you control playback, can even pause when you feel the need. Then you use the editor console to unpause. Try it.
To ciekawe, to jak gra jakaś detektywistyczna.
Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out, and we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio. Got it.
Dream as hell, right? Well, that's not all. You can speed things up or rewind, whatever you like. Give it a try. Rewind, roll it back to the top. All good.
No dobra, to ciekawe.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out.
Okay. You can also reset the recording. That'll take you right back to the beginning. Try it.
Tutaj w dolnym prawym rogu jakieś tam kontrolki były.
In analysis mode, you get to view and even scan details of the enviro recorded by the BD roller. Focus on the heat, the gun this gonk gets from his buddy at the beginning. Now scan it.
Plan simple. Do nothing odd. Don't get creative. You go in, snatch the cash, get out. And we sell the BD to those psycho freaks from the studio. And remember,
Okay, right here.
Dobra, dostał pistolet.
Excellent. Let's move on. Now heads up. In analysis mode, you can ferret out background noise and conversations if the roller got close enough. This tech records everything, every little detail, even the sights and sounds the roller was never aware of. To see the sources of the recorded sensory signals, switch to the audio layer in the editor. Go ahead and try that now. Okay, good. Now you should see several sound signatures in the store. Choose one and hone in on it.
Jakieś inne źródła dźwięku, sygnału.
Pack of 6, case of brosif, and a couple of zappers.
Okay, we have a deal today on 2 flavors. Cuddy and surf and everybody!
So, any thoughts?
Unbelievable. Seriously, like what's happening right next to me.
Yeah, it's how BD recording implants work. They pick up everything, all the elements in the background. Then an editor tweaks them, makes them pop. Keep playing with the sound, explore it a bit. We'll move on when you get bored.
Można się dowiedzieć, kto go zabił. Tutaj zapewne.
Sometimes you can analyze extra layers in the raw, stuff the roller's cyberware picked up.
Like what?
Ev's got Kuroshi optics that grab infrared, meaning you should be able to grab heat signatures from her recording.
Huh. Hella nice.
Scanning works on peeps too. Walk up to the wounded chick. Try scanning her. Alright, next thing.
Jeszcze ją można tutaj zeskanować.
Artist gets a lead injection.
Or I will fucking drop you, I swear to God! Well, now, fucking head off!
I skąd ten strzał jeszcze padł?
See that? They shot
A, tutaj był.
But you will. Here it comes. My favorite part of the game. See the blinking thing over the entrance? Surveillance cam. Must have caught our shooter. You'll see in a sec. Cam feeds to the screen behind the clerk. Roll back to where the screen's in the kid's field of vision, then scan it.
Jest to jakiś serwer? Tutaj skanujemy screen. A, czyli ekran. Widzieli tutaj mordercę?
His own chumba shot him. Probably planned to all along. Must have got a nice slice of cred on the black market for a BD like this.
Czyli ten, co zlecił mu robotę, go zastrzelił? What?
Ready to pay a preem for a real flatline. Anyway, if you've seen enough, you can exit.
Jak go porobił, co?
Yeah, it's impressive, right? It's too bad most of the BDs we do here are only good for flogging the log.
So Braindance is a pretty big part of the cyberpunk universe. It's not just something used for adult films. There is an awful lot to it. And there's 2 sides I'd really like you guys to help me explore.
No, będzie
First
się
is
można
the
z tym
lore.
sporo
So how
pobawić.
this actually fits into the universe, and then there's the gameplay side. So how players will be interacting with it. So Patrick, could you tell us more about the lore of Braindance?
I would love to. So in the world of Cyberpunk 2077, Braindance was invented way back in the early 2000s at UC Santa Cruz. It was developed as a way of recording a person's experiences and then playing them back for someone else so that they could relive them as though it was happening to them. It was originally used for things like therapy and prisoner rehabilitation, but by 2077 it's become this global media industry, including things like movies, mass entertainment, things like that, video games, some interactive things, and of course adult fare as well. Now, in our game, we deal a lot
Wirtualna
with
rzeczywistość nowej generacji.
XCs, as we call them, and there are different types
W
of those.
2077 dopiero tak będzie
was a flatliner. Now that's where
masywnie
the
produkowane
person
według tej
recording
gry.
actually dies during the recording, and it's popular with sort of an illicit kind of thrill, but a mercenary can also use them for various things, and you'll see that in the game, of course.
And from the gameplay perspective, we have been working a lot throughout last years trying to figure out the best way how to use the Braindance in the game as a mechanics. So what we have settled on is this Braindance editor mode. As a player, you will be able to run the Braindance in the editor mode and see different clues that have been registered on the peripheral of given actor.
Ciekawa sprawa. Ale takie rzeczy już niby były w niektórych grach wideo, pamiętam, ale tutaj jest to bardzo dobrze wykonane. Pamiętam w Life is Strange 1 na przykład takie było. Przewijanie historii.
So, as Pavel was saying, we use Braindance as a storytelling tool. It's not a collectible. It's not something where you're going to go in and you're going to play it and you're going to be like, I've seen this before. What we use Braindance for is to give you a keyhole into the life of the residents of Night City. And we can explore things like childhood trauma, religion, various philosophical ideas in a way that you might not otherwise experience in a story about a mercenary on the tough streets.
So we've tried to talk about some of the aspects that we think the community will find really exciting, but you know, while you're both here, I'd love to know, what is it about Cyberpunk that you guys are really excited for? Patrick, why don't you start?
So one of the things that I'm most excited about in this game is the characters and the way they interact with the world. We've got this really interesting world that stretches all the way back to the Cyberpunk 2020 source material and all of these events and all those things, but those don't mean anything unless they connect with characters. And so when we come up with a character, we start with their function. What is this person? What do they do?
W tej grze jest niesamowita ilość postaci, dajcie spokój. Patrząc na te wszystkie gameplaye, będzie zróżnicowany świat.
In this harsh reality, and did they overcome them? And how did they overcome them? Or did they not overcome them? And why? And you can see all of those things in their environment, in their dialogues, in sort of how they operate in the world. And we come up with that for all of our characters. Now you look at someone like Victor Vector, and you're going to see stories about his past in his environment and in his dialogue. You know, we come up with that stuff even if we don't use it in the game, because it helps inform us as to who these characters are.
And for me, I would not be myself if I would not say that I'm the most excited about our quests. Like with our Witcher 3 team, with Patrick and like everybody that has stayed with us since the Witcher 3 time, we really have grown so much. We have learned so much and we have used
questami się chwalą, no w sumie w Wiedźminie były bardzo dobre.
And you will not find really a filler in this game. Like everything has a meaning. Like we put so much effort into making sure that everything is rewarding, is interesting, is talking about characters, as Patrick said, is talking about worlds, is talking about emotions, like touching the player in a really, like a real way. And I just can't wait to find out what you think.
Pavel, I know you mentioned story and quests and writing quests, and when I was last in the studio, I had a look and I saw a notebook on your desk, and I would love for you to show everybody this notebook.
I ten już przygotowany ma.
You asked for it. So this is my notebook. It says Salsa Quest Designer. The reason is because I dance salsa, and I'm a quest designer, so you know. So I started this notebook actually when we were really starting Cyberpunk. At the very beginning, I wrote like a first note, and it says pretty much something along the lines of that we were starting with a prototype. And then, you know, I kept on basically noting things that we've been working on
przekreślane, o co chodzi?
for like next years.
Wszystko źle. Wszystko bez sensu.
Actually approached me, and they said that they want to take a look on my notebook. I was like, what for actually? And they took some pictures, and they told me, yeah, well, you know, because we are looking for a reference material for notes of a psychopathic killer. so yeah, well, you may find maybe some of my notes in the game.
Pavel and Patrick,
To wygląda jakby wszystko przekreślone, bo ja nie wiem co.
Because I have read some of the stories that
Co
you
było?
have written for Braindance, and I'm pretty excited for people to discover them. But before we do finish today's episode, there is just one more thing we'd like to talk about. Earlier in this episode, I mentioned that media have been getting hands-on with the
jakaś
opening of
ostatnia rzecz?
Cyberpunk 2077, and they should be posting their impressions right about now. And if you missed anything from today's episode, don't worry, we'll be uploading everything to our channels very soon. And finally, on behalf of everybody at CD Projekt Red, we just want to say thank you so much for joining us for this, the very first episode of Night City Wire. But don't worry, we'll be back with episode 2 in just a few weeks. So...
O, za kilka tygodni będzie nowy epizod z tego, no dobra. Jeszcze na Stadia to wyjdzie, nawet nie wiedziałem, okej. To ciekawe. No dobra, w takim razie, nie wiem, zaraz zobaczę, czy jeszcze coś tutaj pokażą. See you again next time. No wydaje mi się, że to by było na tyle. Tak jest, już tutaj zakończony stream. Ile to osób oglądało? 220 000. No więc cóż, raczej nie będę tutaj przedłużał, tak prawdę mówiąc. Zapewne zrobię z tego jakiś odcinek jeszcze tutaj właśnie na głównym kanale, taki podsumowujący, bo przez kilka ostatnich dni było jeszcze więcej nowości odnośnie Cyberpunka, więc może taki minutowy odcinek właśnie zrobię z samym podsumowaniem i w sumie zaraz się za to wezmę i może jeszcze dzisiaj jakoś wieczorem z tego wyjdzie kolejny materiał, więc jeżeli was to interesuje, no to zostawiajcie tam lajki, suby, dzwonki. W sumie tutaj również zapewne będę również streamował, nie wiem czy dzisiaj jeszcze, bo jeszcze tam z Valoranta chyba opublikowali rankedy, więc to również jest dla mnie ważna rzecz, więc być może zrobię z tego jakiś stream. A więc jeżeli chodzi o teraz, to było na tyle. Mam nadzieję, że stream wam się podobał, że komentarz był w miarę przyjemny. No i w sumie to było na tyle. Ja się z wami żegnam. No i do jutra.